As Trump returns to office, the global AI community is bracing for a dramatic shift. The stakes are particularly high right now, as the major US tech companies could find themselves with newfound freedom. What does this mean for global ethical standards? Find out in today's episode. I'm Evan Goldstein, a licensed professional engineer and a data scientist. I'm building the AI Capitalist channel to talk to the leaders and the thinkers like you about how we navigate this new world of intelligent machines. The Trump administration's outlook on AI tells a fascinating story of differing dreams for what could be humanity's most monumental invention. Some envision a future brimming with exciting advancements in healthcare and defense and much more, all thanks to swift and unrestricted progress. But this freedom also raises important ethical questions that could significantly impact how the public views AI. Will easing regulations spark a wave of innovation? Will we be faced with the unexpected challenges along the way? Trump's approach to AI reflects an exciting ambition for economic and technological leadership. By prioritizing deregulation, but one key question lingers. Will this adventurous plunge into AI help tackle some of humanity's biggest challenges, or could it open the door to unexpected, potentially unpleasant surprises? So with more of an emphasis on America first, Trump's approach could mean a more relaxed environment for tech giants like Elon Musk's companies, leading to quicker approvals and exciting partnerships. This is a great recipe for speedy progress, but we gotta ask ourselves, what about the ethical issues surrounding fairness, safety, and bias? Can we genuinely afford to sideline these important concerns? Now, on a positive note, monitor environmental shifts as they happen. Also, advancements in neural interfaces could transform the way that we connect with machines, expanding the horizons of our cognitive abilities. The question is, will these amazing progressions keep human well-being at the center of the AI effort? AI's impact in society could lead to increasing disparities without a clear ethical framework. In a landscape where profit trumps prudence, biases could become embedded in automated decision-making systems, influencing hiring practices, judicial sentencing, and healthcare access. The broader challenge lies in ensuring that advancements are inclusive, mitigating the risk of AI becoming a tool that widens social and economic gaps. With this in mind, a lot of governments are likely to step in. Now, a lot of people are going to look at a looser US policy towards AI ethics, especially in the military, as a bad thing by definition. But there is an energy in the US, and really there's a frustration in the United States, this feeling of being hamstrung. Americans were raised on stories of the victory of the United States in World War II. The arsenal of democracy was out cleaning up the fascists and liberating the world from communist slavery. But since those wars, the United States has managed to either lose, stalemate, or become bogged down in the swamp of endless military occupation in every war that it's fought. There is an attitude among the new cabinet selections that an excessive attention to ethics is handicapping the military and snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Now, whether you agree with this interpretation or not, this administration is constantly talking about one thing: winning. And if they feel like an overfocus on ethics is preventing them from winning, you can expect their approach to change. Will global regulation result in a domino effect that lands on the United States? Well, the impact of US deregulation might encourage other countries to rethink their own AI strategies to remain competitive. Nations such as Canada, the UK, and the EU member states, might find themselves in discussions about how to harmonize innovations with ethical considerations. Will they uphold stringent AI safety standards or relax them a bit to stay in the race? We saw with the EU's AI Act that the European Union is pushing for very, very tight ethical considerations and heavy regulation of the development of artificial intelligence within the areas that they control and anyone who does business with them. Trump has always seen China as America's key adversary, both in trade and in military matters. Since China simply does not share moral or ethical standards or values with those of the West, this could result in a race to the bottom. That's likely compounded by the fact that China has its leery eyes on Taiwan, where the bulk of the high-level AI chips are manufactured. In an ironic twist, the desire to stay ahead on the hardware side of the AI race could result in the race to the bottom in terms of the ethical application of that software. Trump's shift back to an isolationist America First approach might mean that the US steps away from global AI efforts focused on ethics and transparency, and this could make things pretty complicated because American AI products, as I said, won't match up with the ethical standards set by other countries, especially in the EU. Now, what this would mean would be that US-developed AI tools could find themselves up against tougher regulations or even facing bans in areas of the EU. The fragmentation could end up creating unique AI ecosystems where different regions establish their own guidelines, and the two systems might become incompatible. Europe has a potential to shine as a beacon of ethically governed AI, while the US may prioritize speed and scale. Now, in this case, when we say ethical AI, it seems to be more implying risk-averse AI, whereas the United States is plowing ahead with speed and scale into risk-heavy, move fast and break things type AI. And this separation could impact everything from international collaborations to the technologies that are available across borders. It's possible that we'll witness exciting products and innovations thriving in the United States, only to encounter more rigorous scrutiny or even rejection in other parts of the world, leading to a diverse and sometimes complex technological landscape. If ethics takes a backseat to competitiveness in the United States, does that mean that Canada and the EU will try to become ethical counterweights? This difference in approach creates both challenges and exciting opportunities for the global AI community. Countries like Canada and the EU might strengthen their partnerships and step up as champions of ethics in contrast to US tech trends. It might even spark new global alliances that prioritize their own version of sequestered AI as opposed to other areas that have a more open policy like the United States. For AI scientists in the United States, the future is likely to focus more on national interests like defense and economic success. Now, this shift could lead to greater funding for military and security initiatives, but it might also limit the chances for international collaboration that highlights AI ethical practices. On the bright side, countries like Canada could welcome innovators who want to push the boundaries while keeping more risk-averse ethical values intact. And if you feel that you're getting value from this episode, I would appreciate it if you would hit the like button. Hitting like lets me know that I'm making content that you want to see, and it helps spread that content to others. Working together, we can strive to break AI capitalists out of small channel hell. In this competitive environment, can the United States retain talent? Well, AI Capitalist has already published an episode about the coming wave of global citizenship. AI is going to be eliminating the middle management and bureaucratic jobs. Now, that's a given. But those who control AI, the leaders and the thinkers who watch AI Capitalist, will become more and more sought after. And they're going to be able to bargain their labor to play nation state against nation state in order to secure the best terms for their own labor. Now, thanks to Trump's deregulatory policy, the US could see a wave of AI investment, which might pull in talent and resources from other areas. It might be more of a brains sort, where people who are focused on risk-averse ethical AI end up in Canada and the EU, whereas people who are more the risk takers, the sort of movers and shakers, are going to end up in the United States. And to meet this challenge, you might have to think outside the box. Now, this could mean offering more attractive salaries or immigration perks. On the other hand, if AI professionals inside the United States are being asked to do things that they are not comfortable doing, other countries are going to provide a better offer by fostering a research environment with a greater focus on ethics and societal well-being. For tech professionals, the decision to choose between the US and other regions often comes down to balancing values with opportunities. While the US provides amazing access to resources, computing power, and swift prototyping, Canada and the EU present an attractive option for those seeking a harmonious blend where innovation thrives without taking on too much risk. Trump's main interest for AI is going to be in the one area of the economy that he directly controls, the military. As we've already mentioned, ethical considerations are going to take a backseat to competitiveness for the next 4 years. And given that the ethical challenges in defense involve split-second life and death decisions, this could be where the ethical condition comes to a head. President Trump's effort to incorporate AI into national security is likely to spark progress in surveillance and cybersecurity and in autonomous military technology. For instance, US-made surveillance AI might raise concerns for countries that prioritize civil liberties, possibly resulting in stricter regulations or even bans in regions like Europe. For example, in a previous episode, we covered how Ukrainian drones are using machine learning to examine the body language of people on the battlefield in order to determine their nationality. Yes, people of different nationalities show different body language, so much so that they can be picked and sorted out of a crowd and shot at. So For developers, this presents an important choice. Embrace innovative opportunities in the United States while carefully considering the moral implications of working on defense technologies that could impact privacy and human rights. AI's role in defense can be quite a balancing act. On the one hand, advanced surveillance and predictive analytics can significantly boost national security and help us avoid potential threats. But if not handled carefully, we could see this power lead to an excessive surveillance on citizens in the country, which is going to impact our own freedoms and privacy. And the inclusion of AI in military tech brings up important discussions about autonomous weapons. The split I already mentioned between European and American styles of governance of AI prompts some intriguing questions about the future of global AI partnerships. Will the researchers in the US find themselves somewhat isolated from international collaborations that prioritize ethical practices? Or could the impressive speed of American innovation attract other nations, even if they have concerns about the ethics that they might have to just set aside? How this intriguing scenario unfolds is going to shape not just the next decade of AI development, but also may leave a lasting mark on the human race and human history itself.